Most investors who own SanDisk are sitting on one of the best trades of the past year, and most of them have no idea what they actually own. That gap between owning the stock and understanding the business is exactly what creates panic on red days and euphoria on green ones. And right now, with this stock up over 300% in a single year, a lot of people are asking the same question. Do I hold this? Do I take some off the table? Or is there actually still room to run from here? By the end of this video, you're going to know what is actually driving SanDisk, where the realistic ceiling is according to Wall Street, and how to think about this position without letting the daily price action make the decision for you. Let's start with where this stock came from, because if you don't understand the origin story, the current price makes no sense. 14 months ago, SanDisk traded at $31 a share. Today, it's trading near $1,000. That's a 3,000% move. And most people still think of this company as the brand on the USB drive they bought at an airport and lost in a drawer. That's the gap the market is still in the process of closing. SanDisk was spun out of Western Digital in early 2025. When it was buried inside Western Digital, it was packaged alongside a declining hard drive business. That legacy drag kept the valuation compressed and made it nearly impossible for investors to see the true economics of the flash memory side. The moment SanDisk became independent, it emerged as a pure-play NAND flash company at exactly the time AI storage demand started accelerating. The business didn't change overnight. The market simply got a clear look at it for the first time. And here's the part most investors still don't fully appreciate. Everyone talks about artificial intelligence as if it's purely a race for faster chips. But speed doesn't matter if the system can't remember anything. AI models don't just need processing power. They need massive amounts of data accessible instantly. Mechanical hard drives are too slow. They create bottlenecks that make expensive GPUs sit idle. So data centers have been racing to replace them with enterprise solid-state drives. And that shift is happening at a scale the market didn't fully anticipate even a year ago. SanDisk, alongside its joint venture partner Kioxia, produces roughly 1/3 of all NAND flash memory on the planet. You can't build that scale of manufacturing infrastructure quickly. It took decades. And right now, AI servers account for more than 45% of total NAND shipments. That number was a fraction of that just 2 years ago. This is the structural shift underpinning everything. But here's what matters for the question of hold, sell, or buy more. How long does it last? Flash memory prices are expected to jump around 75% in just 1 quarter. That would be the first time flash memory prices have risen faster than DRAM in recent memory. New supply capacity isn't expected to come online until after 2027. So, the imbalance between what AI infrastructure needs and what the market can produce is likely to persist for at least another 2 years. That's not a short cycle. That's a multi-year structural shortage, and SanDisk sits at the center of it. The earnings have already reflected this once. Last quarter revenue grew 61% year over year. Wall Street expected $3.50 in earnings per share. SanDisk delivered $6.20. Nearly double the estimate. Then management guided $12 to $14 per share for the following quarter. But here's what that earnings trajectory means for the long-term picture, because that's the more important conversation. Let's have a quick look at the charts. Honestly, there's not much to go off here. We're in undiscovered price territory. There's no prior resistance, no established ceiling, and the chart is essentially writing itself in real time. That tells you this is fundamentally driven, not technically driven. What I can tell you is that the RSI is extended, and the 50-day moving average is all the way down near 741. That's a significant gap between where the stock is now and where that support sits. If you're already in, like I am, with a cost basis around 700, holding through near-term volatility is a reasonable position if you believe the thesis. But if you're not in yet and thinking about chasing this right now, I'd personally wait. A pullback toward the 900 area would be the earliest level where risk and reward start to make sense again. Buying after a move like this, at these RSI levels, is chasing. And chasing is how you turn a great company into a bad trade. When you look at where analysts have their targets, you see a wide range and a very clear direction. Morgan Stanley recently lifted their target to $1,100. Cantor Fitzgerald is at $1,400. Melius Research initiated coverage at $1,350. Bernstein has a base case target of $1,250. And in what they call a blue sky scenario, Bernstein has outlined a path to $3,000 per share, based on their bull case earnings estimate of over $200 per share in 2027. Even the more conservative targets imply meaningful upside from where the stock is today. And notably, this is with 15 buy ratings and 0 sell ratings across Wall Street coverage. The reason those targets aren't closer together is that SanDisk sits at the intersection of two very different narratives. The bull case says this is a multi-year infrastructure build that transforms the company from a commodity supplier into a critical AI infrastructure provider with durable pricing power. The bear case says this is a cyclical memory upcycle. Margins are near peak, and when new supply arrives, the stock will get cut in half like it has in every previous NAND down cycle. Both of those narratives are based on the same company. That's what makes this an interesting position to hold right now. Here's how I think about this, and this is where the long-term framing matters more than any single earnings report. SanDisk isn't a meme stock. Institutional ownership sits above 80%. Fidelity, Vanguard, and BlackRock together control roughly 45% of shares outstanding. These aren't traders reacting to headlines. They're long-duration holders who did their work and bought a position. The balance sheet reinforces that this isn't a speculative setup. SanDisk holds roughly $1.5 billion in cash against only about $63 million in total debt. In a cyclical industry, debt is what destroys companies when demand slows. SanDisk has largely removed that risk. Return on invested capital is around 41%, meaning every dollar reinvested in the business generates 41 cents in profit. That's a real business compounding, not a story stock. But let's be honest about the risks, because ignoring them is how people get hurt. This is still fundamentally a commodity business. The same pricing power that's driving margins right now can reverse when new capacity comes online. Current margins are likely near peak levels and shouldn't be extrapolated forward indefinitely. Samsung, the largest flash memory producer in the world, is a formidable competitor and isn't standing still. SanDisk has to keep investing in new technology just to hold its position. There's also a geopolitical variable that can't be easily modeled. SanDisk manufactures wafers in Japan, but final assembly often occurs in China or Southeast Asia. Tariffs on assembled solid-state drives would disrupt the cost structure quickly. That risk is real and ongoing, and even with the bull case intact, the easy money has already been made. The 3,000% move from $31 happened. The next leg will be driven by earnings execution, not re-rating. That's a different game, and it requires more patience. So, what do you do with this? The hold versus sell decision isn't really about whether you believe in SanDisk. It's about your own situation. What's your average cost? How much of your portfolio does this represent? And how would you actually behave if this pulled back 30% in a week, which is absolutely within the normal range for a stock with this kind of volatility? If you bought this in the $200 or $300 range, you're sitting on a multiple. Taking some off the table to reduce concentration risk isn't panic, it's portfolio management. You can still hold a meaningful position and participate in the long-term thesis. If you're newer to the position, the calculus is different. The structural story is intact, the analyst community is firmly bullish, and the supply shortage isn't resolving quickly. But you're also buying after a 3,000% move. Sizing matters here more than timing. What I wouldn't do is let the day-to-day price movement make the decision for me. That's how you end up selling on a red candle after being up 300%, or adding aggressively at the top because green candles feel like confirmation. SanDisk isn't a trade anymore. For anyone still holding it at these prices, it's a thesis. Know what you believe, know your exit conditions, and don't let volatility make that decision for you. If this helped you think through the position more clearly, hit subscribe. I cover stocks exactly like this one, where the real story is different from the headline. See you in the next one.